I'm very privileged to have with us Lord Erroll Merlin from the House of Lords. Lord Erroll, could you just briefly tell our viewers a little bit about what you do?
All right, I'm an independent crossbench peer. I don't sit with either party. There's actually a lot of us. We're nearly a third of the House. And I'm very much involved in IT issues, data sharing, identity, privacy, government powers, all those sort of things.
When you did the panel on who has got caught in the last 12 months, the questions from the audience, I think they sabotaged the actual panel, and they were more interested in identity management issues. Can you tell us a little bit more about what their concerns are?
I think because it's core to all the other issues. I mean, it worries me always the term identity management. I prefer identity assurance because management implies that someone thinks that they can manage who I am or how I want to identify myself. And the real problem that I feel is that I should be allowed to be who I want when I want to be that person, as long as I'm not trying to commit a crime or defraud someone. So if I want to be Lord Erroll because I want my official status one day, that's fine. If another day I want to go out drinking with some friends and be Merlin because I know them from a different background, why can't I do that? Why do I always have to be give a full, always have the same tag?
What was their main concern?
I think it is to do with the government cross-referencing databases, because you build up an interesting picture of people that way. And history shows us that when you give over huge powers to control people or observe people, this tends to get misused. And I think it's that underlying realization that this has been done in the past that makes people very concerned. The other problem, of course, is all that information accurate? The government could make very wrong decisions about you based on stuff that's inaccurate. The Gestapo, for instance, removed a lot of people and sent them to concentration camps in France based on the word of a neighbour, and there was no checks and balances.
So how does the government, how are they going to sort out the inaccuracies? Because I don't see that.
I think it's impossible. That's the challenge. It's impossible. The stuff is all over the place. The databases are too large. You have to be very careful, because if you allow people just to correct their own stuff, equally so, the bad guys can correct stuff that is correct about them, which shows they're bad, and pretend they're good. And it's a terribly big problem. You spend more time trying to cleanse the data, make sure it's accurate, than getting on with the job of protecting people.
I think more people in the UK are concerned about the whole Big Brother 1984 and so on. What's your perspective on that? Are we really moving to that kind of period?
It concerns me hugely. On the one hand, we've got to have and use technological tools to catch bad people. If someone's kidnapped and there is a chance of tracking where their mobile phone is, so you can get a child back quickly, then we should break some rules in order to find that quickly, even if we've got Chinese walls between how you get that. But as long as it always crosses boundaries, so someone is always checking on someone else, so you can see where the information is being used inaccurately, then perhaps we've got some protections. What goes wrong is they start using these things to mine for information, to try and look for patterns of behaviour that someone else thinks is inappropriate.
And I know there are various laws, and I've spoken with Sir David Blunkett.
Oh yes.
And other people about this, but it still seems like it's just constantly being debated and nothing's actually happening.
Well, it's because there's two sides. There are a lot of people who believe that the system will not go wrong, that it won't happen here, and that therefore all that some people are doing, the privacy campaigners are doing, is hampering the ability of the police and the protection agency and the security aid forces to get on with protecting people. And we've got to be very careful where we draw this line between allowing them to get on with their job and use information that will be gathered technologically, sensibly, but be skeptical about it, because you can always be misled. You can sow false trails terribly easily using technology as well. Against the privacy the privacy issues, which mean that I can get on with having some fun in life without someone saying, I don't like you having that sort of fun.
What can corporations do in the UK in terms of dealing with the government over these privacy issues and identity?
It's very difficult because, of course, they've got very different motives as well. I mean, if you're a large systems provider, you'll get very keen on very large government projects which will try and enable some of this stuff to happen. Some of them, of course, do understand trying to put the checks and balances in there, but then we get into the issue sometimes because of budget constraints, a lot of security things get cut out of these contracts or just seen as being too difficult. And in general, I don't really like these large central projects because I think they are very difficult to get right.
Lord Erroll, thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you very much indeed for the chance to say a few things.
Hello everyone, my name is Ben Chai. I'm the editor for SecurityVibes.com. If you've enjoyed this video or have any other comments to make, please do fill in the comment boxes and let us know what you think. Thank you.